Good afternoon, everyone. It's Anifa Menon from hearthealthbrainhealth.com, encouraging healthy grieving and mindful actions. Today, I am in a very hot location, which is Gili Air, and I wanted to make sure that I made this video in this beautiful location. It is the second time that I've been here and to this particular stay itself, and it's as lovely as it was the first time and super, super hot. I believe it's hotter than the last time that I was here, but of course, temperature is one of the things that we can realize that we either like or do not like, and this is our nature of physical things, external comforts, external awareness of I like this, I do not like this, and that could be a place to live, it could be the temperature, it could be foods that I eat, music that I listen to, anything that is external that we get used to, I like or do not like. And I definitely believe that it's nice to actually have changes to see how do I adapt to this, how do I adapt to this. And I came across this great quotation by an author I have never heard of, but he is an author and was a journalist, and he said, "Everything one sees is merely a projection of what one does not see. It's true nature and substance, true nature and substance." And it's interesting that oftentimes we can see what we think is the true nature of something. And we think that, let's say we look at a tree and we think its true nature is that strength, and a strong storm blows in and that tree falls, and we see the substance. Now, we see a number of trees that don't fall, but a tree that we thought was really strong falls. And so when we really see, we notice that it's a projection of what we do see and do not see, that there is a vulnerability in even something that looks very stable. And this is our lives. It's certainly what we see of anyone. We see success, and success is also in this earthly plane. What we see is whether it's financial success or whether it's status or whether it's respect or whether it's things that are owned. It's what we see and what we do not see. So some people go into major debt to buy the car that they really wanted. So what we see is the car that seems like, wow, someone has so much money, but they're in a lot of debt to pay for that car. So all of those things would be true with this quotation. And then I thought, of course, today I want to talk a little bit about detachment again too. Detachment and meditation, because in meditation we are also detaching from the worldly experience. We actually go within and we can meditate. And meditation doesn't require that our eyes are closed, and when we get used to meditation and we're doing it regularly, we can be in any environment and be in a meditative space. And I thought this quotation by Voltaire was fantastic. It says, "Meditation is the dissolution of thoughts in eternal awareness or pure consciousness without objectification, knowing without thinking, merging finitude with infinity." Finitude is this human form for us, and infinity is divine energy. So merging that is this meditation. And we can do this in every aspect. So I see someone has this amazing car, and merging this finitude, knowing that, wow, I know that this is a very expensive car. I don't have to jump into what I don't know. Is that person really rich? Because I will have a judgment. Is that person struggling to make payments? Something I know. Is that car going to have some concerns that will require really high payments to pay for? That is also recognizing the finitude and infinity. The infinity is that this is just creation. The finitude is on this realm. Everything has a beginning and an end. And so that awareness, then this infinity of knowing that, wow, someone has achieved something so beautiful, that it could be a car, it could be a career, it could be winning a lottery, it could be nothing that someone has actually done extra work to get to, although maybe buying a lottery ticket is also extra work. But there's so much that's behind all of that. What does this person want to do with anything? Someone gets a beautiful car, and maybe it's to drive other people to places. Someone gets a beautiful home, and I will say that I was one of those people, and it was to help treat people who were not well. So there's so much that we don't know, but what we see is what we know when we put judgment on. And so when we're merging this finitude, with infinity, is to recognize how much we don't know in any situation and how little we really do know. And this is meditation. Then this is also a non-judgmental space. It's really just that acceptance of what is. And acceptance of what is also knowing our own limitations, our own limited awareness of what is happening in any given moment for ourselves or anyone else. And this is a meditation to just allow us to recognize this, the space that is eternal and endless and has so many different possibilities and variabilities and variations and details that not any one person would know all about. So then I come to detachment. So here we went from this nature and substance, this whole idea of everything one sees is just a projection of what one does see and does not see, and it's nature and substance. And again, what is the substance of something? And most of us have a tendency to think the substance is the actual materialization of something. And I would say it takes so much substance to actually materialize something. So this mind believes that the substance is all the love, the care, the time, the effort, the compassion, the energy, the intention, all of that went into the creation of anything. And that's the stuff we don't see, and that is quite substantial. So then we talk about detachment. And this idea of detachment, lots of people think that, oh, if I have to detach from the things I love, how could I do that? I mean, I want to be able to see the materialization of the things that I want. And if I see the materialization, to recognize that there's a lot of things that go behind the scenes that might be what you want in the end, but in the journey to get to there is really the joy that many people think of when I get this, or when I get there, when I have this, or when I don't have this, don't have an illness. But it's that journey that's really the substance of it. So detachment is really important in so many ways. This quotation is it's very interesting. This is by Ali ibn Abi Talib, which tells you, I'm hoping that you recognize that so many cultures, so many spiritual traditions, so many religions speak of the same thing, different languages. And so this quotation says, detachment is not that you should own nothing, but that nothing should own you. Not that you should own nothing, but that nothing should own you. So you know how some people will say, I live for my kids. My God, I want everything to go good for them, and everything I do is about them. I don't think I own my kids, but I don't have kids. But some people will say that, and so if this happens, then that's good. Then I can be easy, that they're healthy, they're well, they're doing good financially, whichever, all the things that we think is success. Yet if that's all my mind is thinking about is something, because anything is a thing, so it could be a person, an object, an idea, a belief, but that nothing owns you, because who you are is everything. It is that infinity, it is that eternal, it is that nameless, formless energy that comes as divine energy or grace that comes through each of us. And so often someone will become attached, and I know when I've let go of many things before I came here, in the last couple of years I've let go of many things, and I can see where certain ideas of attachment were present. So even in thinking of a car in Canada, I couldn't imagine not having a car at this point, but most of my time in Canada I have not had a car. And so now when you get a car and then letting go of it by selling it was a big deal. And so I can recognize where my spaces of attachment are. Having a home, being able to have a space to be able to treat people was an attachment, and yet there is some substance behind of the care, the love, compassion that went out into the world. That isn't done. So even though the home can be sold, a car can be sold, the love and intention that comes with those acquisitions of anything, those are endless and eternal. And so I finally came to this quotation I thought would put this all together, and this is by Ram Dass, and it says, our journey is about being more deeply involved in life and yet less attached to it. More deeply involved in life and less attached to it. So deeply involved in less attachment is not easy for the space to walk for many people. That if I'm deeply attached to a relationship, I can be more deeply involved. I care more. I love more. I might spend more time. All of that is the things that are not definable. Yet my attachment requires that that person is with me. It's that I can see them. I know what they're doing. I know where they're going. Who are they speaking with? All of those things can come up in any relationships. What do they bring me? What do they give me? What do they make me do? Those are things that are not deep involvements. Those are very superficial. Becoming deeply involved is really caring about the other person from a heart space, and caring for ourselves too from a heart space. And this is being deeply involved in life. And that can mean that I can look at, again, trees or flowers or nature or people with that same deep affection, compassion, love, kindness. All of these things that are not actual tangible things, they send out much stronger energies into the world. And not be attached to it, because even if I care for a flower really, really well, and when it's moving into fall season in Canada, and I know this was a time that I used to have a really tough time saying, okay, I need to prune these flowers because it's still growing and I want to let it keep growing, and I know that, yeah, this is the time for trimming things down so that they'll actually come back next year too. And it is interesting what we get attached to, that, oh, I so wanted these flowers and they've done so well and I don't want to kill them. And then suddenly this big snowfall comes in and it's like, okay, well, everything starts and everything ends. But that love, the compassion, the care that goes into anything is not lost. So today I would love for you to think about the things that are eternal, everlasting, divine, and allow them to flow through you. So whether it's peace, whether it's truth, whether it's love, it's compassion, it's kindness, it's care, true affection, true acceptance. All of these energies are kind energies to send out into the universe, and we can do it through anything by being present. And this is being more deeply involved, not superficially involved, like, oh yeah, I asked how they were and they're okay, so that's a superficial involvement. And people do this with family members, people do this with friends, people might do this with clients that they work with. Oh, they bought what they wanted to buy, and thank goodness I made a sale and it's done. People do this. We all do this. Be deeply involved. Be deeply involved. Have a deep concern and affection coming from a space of open curiosity, not only for your own life journey of, wow, what can I learn from this experience, which is what I'm doing here, and we can do everywhere. Today, I leave you with that. I hope you spend 5 minutes feeling deeply involved in whatever you're doing with love and compassion. Have a beautiful day or night ahead, and remember, transform your mind and transform your life. Have a great day or night, everyone.